Hello students, how are you? I think you are doing well, right? In the previous video, we discussed something about electrolytic conductance. Wherein we studied one of the methods of expressing conductance of electrolytes, that is specific conductance, or you can say that conductivity. We discussed the meaning of conductivity and also measurement of conductivity of ionic solution. As far as electrolytic solutions are concerned, in the case of electrolytic solutions, the specific conductance or conductivity, that is not a suitable parameter. It's not a suitable tool for comparing electrical conductance of electrolytes. That's very good, very useful in the case of metallic conductors. Specific conductance or conductivity of solutions ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, that is very useful in the case of metallic conductors, but is not suitable in the case of electrolytic conductors, because the conductance of electrolytes largely depends on concentration of ions. Electrolytic solutions ಅಲ್ಲಿ conductance ಯಾವುದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, concentration of ions ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ but specific conductance ಅಥವಾ conductivity depends on, yes, it is the distance between two electrodes and area of cross section of electrodes. ಹೌದಾ? So we defined specific conductance as conductance of 1 meter cube solution. ಹೌದಾ? And where we don't have any concentration term. Because of that, specific conductance or conductivity is not a suitable term, is not a suitable parameter for comparing conductance of different types of electrolytes. Because of that, we go for different alternatives. That is, we make use of one of the parameters, that is molar conductance, or you can say molar conductivity, or you can say equivalent conductivity. These are the two methods that we can use in order to compare the electrical conductance of electrolytes. Electrolytes ಅಲ್ಲಿ electrical conductance ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ we make use of that molar conductivity or equivalent conductivity ಅಂತೇಳಿ, because molar conductivity and equivalent conductivity depend on concentration of ions in the solution. ಹೌದಾ? electrolytic conductance ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಈಕ್ವಲೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ molar conductivity or equivalent conductivity are found to be very useful tools for comparing conductance of electrolytic solutions. Hagagi we go for molar conductivity or equivalent conductivity, but your NCERT book will give importance to the molar conductivity. Hagagi we discuss only on the molar conductivity of solutions. We discuss only on the molar conductivity of solutions. What is that molar conductivity anta nan prashne madidre, molar conductivity, or you can say lambda m. This is lambda and this is what we call it as m. M is a subscript, that is lambda m. ನೋಡಿ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾವನ್ನು ಹೀಗೂ ಬರೀತೀವಿ, ಹೀಗೂ ಬರೀತೀವಿ. This is lambda, this is also lambda. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ this is a, this is also a. ಆ ತರ ಗ್ರೀಕ್ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾನೇ, ಇದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾನೇ. ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? So as far as molar conductivity is concerned, ಅಥವಾ conductance of all ions produced by dissociation of 1 mole of electrolyte, that is called as molar conductance ಅಥವಾ molar conductivity. ಏನಿದೆ? Molar conductivity is conductance of all the ions produced by the dissociation of 1 gram mole of electrolyte in solution. What is 1 gram mole? For example, if I take sodium chloride, molecular mass of sodium chloride is 58.5, and that is 58.5 grams is, yes, it is 1 gram mole of NaCl anta artha. This is 1 gram mole of NaCl, right? If I take HCl, molecular mass of HCl is 36.5. If I express it in grams, it is 1 gram mole of HCl. This is 1 gram mole of HCl. ಹೌದಾ? ನೋಡಿ, 1 gram mole of NaCl ಅಂದ್ರೆ 58.5 grams. 1 gram mole of HCl ಅಂದ್ರೆ 36.5 grams ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. Just imagine a solution. Yes, just imagine a solution. Okay, na? And let me add, this is prepared by adding NaCl, right? This solution is prepared by adding NaCl. If this solution contains ions, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು? Na plus and Cl minus ions. If this solution contains ions, Na plus and Cl minus ions, produced by the dissociation of 58.5 grams of NaCl. ಈ solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ Na plus ಮತ್ತೆ Cl ions, if they are produced by the dissociation of 58.5 grams of NaCl, then the conductance of NaCl solution is called as molar conductivity. The conductance of NaCl solution containing Na plus and Cl minus ions produced by the dissociation of 58.5 grams of NaCl is called molar conductivity of NaCl. Again, just imagine one more solution of HCl. HCl contains H plus and Cl minus ions. HCl solution contains H plus and Cl minus ions. If this solution is prepared by dissolving 36.5 grams of HCl, ಈ HCl solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ 36.5 grams of HCl ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ, this solution contains H plus and Cl minus ions produced by the dissociation of 36.5 grams of HCl. Then, if you measure the conductance of this solution, and that conductance is called as molar conductance, because this is the conductance of HCl solution containing ions produced by the dissociation of 36.5 grams of HCl. That is 1 gram mole of HCl, and therefore conductance of HCl is called as molar conductivity. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ molar conductivity refers to the conductance of all the ions produced by the dissociation of 1 gram mole of electrolyte. 1 gram mole of electrolyte in the solution, and that is called as molar conductivity. And molar conductivity is represented by a symbol, that is what we call it as lambda m. Molar conductivity is represented by symbol lambda m. Okay na? So that is the meaning of molar conductivity. Okay na? Now let me see how this molar conductivity related to the specific conductance ಅಥವಾ conductivity of a solution. Now let us see that. Okay? Relation between lambda m and kappa. You know, kappa is conductivity of solution ಅಥವಾ specific conductance. ಹೌದಾ? I am going to establish a relationship between lambda m and kappa. Yes. Let me consider, yes, it is Vm meter cube of solution. Let me consider Vm meter cube of solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. It contains 1 mole of electrolyte ಅಥವಾ 1 gram mole of electrolyte. ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇನೆ. ಈ Vm is a volume of solution. Vm meter cube is a volume of solution containing electrolyte, and of course it contains 1 gram mole of electrolyte ಅಥವಾ 1 mole of electrolyte. Okay na? ಈ Vm meter cube solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 mole of electrolyte ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ therefore conductance of Vm meter cube solution is equal to lambda m. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ if I measure the conductance of Vm meter cube solution, that's equal to molar conductance. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ this solution contains ions produced by the dissociation of 1 mole of electrolyte ಅಥವಾ 1 gram mole of electrolyte. 1 mole ಅಥವಾ 1 gram mole. ನಾನು 1 gram mole ಅಂತ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆವಾಗಲೇ. ಈ V meter cube solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ ions ಇದೆ. These ions are produced by the dissociation of 1 gram mole of electrolyte. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ conductance of V meter cube solution is equal to, yes, it is lambda m ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ? And we know that conductance of 1 meter cube solution is, yes, it is kappa. Previous class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, conductance of 1 meter cube solution is specific conductance ಅಥವಾ conductivity. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ what is the conductance of Vm meter cube solution? What is the conductance of Vm meter cube solution? That is kappa into Vm. Conductance of Vm meter cube solution is equal to, yes, it is lambda m. Conductance of Vm meter cube solution is equal to molar conductance. Therefore, molar conductance lambda m is equal to kappa into Vm. Kappa into Vm. Vm is not just a volume. This is a volume of solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. That is very, very important. Volume of solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. Yes. And on the basis of this relationship, I am going to establish, I am going to give you the unit of lambda m now. What is the unit of? Yes, it is molar conductance. Let's say, for example, in SI system, specific conductance is expressed in terms of Simon per meter. What is the unit of specific conductance? Yes, it is Simon per meter. What is the unit of volume? That is meter cube. This is not just a volume. This is a volume of solution containing 1 mole. Therefore, it is meter cube per mole. Very volume ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು. This is a volume of solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ this is meter cube per mole. Yes. And therefore, it is Simon meter square per mole. This is unit of lambda m. Simon meter square per mole is a unit of lambda m. One more ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. This is 10 m to the power minus 1, m to the power 3 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ plus 3 minus 1 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ m to the power 2. That is Simon meter square per mole. And if I express the specific conductance in terms of Simon per centimeter ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ 4 ಮೋಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ನ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಪ್ಪವನ್ನ ಸೈಮನ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸೈಮನ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ that is Simon centimeter square per mole. This is also another unit of expressing molar conductance. Simon centimeter square per mole. This is one more unit of expressing molar conductance. What is the SI unit of molar conductivity? That is lambda m. That is Simon. Yes, it is meter square per mole. Or Simon centimeter square per. But this is not a SI unit. This is the SI unit of molar conductivity. So this is what we call it as relationship between molar conductivity and as it is conductivity of solution. Athwa relationship between molar conductivity and specific conductance. Yes, because I make use of this relationship to take many decisions. And of course, on the basis of this relationship, I am going to explain the effect of concentration on the molar conductance and specific conductance. I am going to explain the effect of concentration on the molar conductance and specific conductance. Okay, now let us see that. Okay, look at this. Lambda m is equal to, yes, it is kappa into Vm. And but as far as concentration is concerned, concentration is number of moles per volume. This is number of moles divided by volume. This is what we call it as concentration. In this case, Vm meter cube solution contains 1 mole. Therefore, number of moles will be 1, volume will be Vm. This is the volume of solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. Therefore, 1 by Vm. Therefore, Vm is equal to, yes, it is 1 by Cm. Vm is equal to, Cm is equal to 1 by Vm. Therefore, Vm is equal to 1 by Cm. If I substitute here, kappa divided by Cm. So this is what we call it as one more relationship between, yes, it is molar conductance and yes, it is what we call it as specific conductance. Here, specific conductance will be in, of course, here as far as concentration is concerned, it is in terms of, yes, it is number of moles per meter cube. Lambda m is equal to kappa by Cm if concentration is expressed in terms of number of moles per meter cube, because we expressed volume of solution as in meter cube. Hagagi 1 mole of electrolyte in Vm meter cube solution. Hagagi so ಈಗ ಏನಾದರೂ concentration ಅನ್ನ number of moles per meter cube ಅಲ್ಲಿ express ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು, if you express the concentration in terms of number of moles per meter cube, then molar conductivity is equal to kappa by Cm. Okay na? Molar ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? Concentration in moles per meter cube ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? Yes. Okay na? Right? Next one. On the basis of this, I can explain the effect of concentration on the molar conductivity. Look at this. Lambda m is equal to kappa by Cm. As concentration increases, molar conductivity decreases. As concentration increases, lambda m decreases. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಇದರ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಥವಾ as concentration decreases, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? lambda m increases. ಇದನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ. So I am going to explain this particular aspect later. Okay na? Now at this moment, yes, let me have a relationship between, yes, it is molar conductance. Let me have a relationship between molar conductance and molarity. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಿದು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ molar conductivity and molarity. ಓಕೆನಾ? Consider a solution. Okay na? Yes, it is of molarity m. ಒಂದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇನ molarity ಎಷ್ಟು? m. Capital M is a molarity. What is molarity? That is, if I say molarity m, ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು? 1000 cm cube of solution contains, yes, m moles ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಹೌದಾ? molarity m ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? m moles of solute dissolved in 1000 cm cube of solution ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. What is the number of moles present in VCm cube ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, Vm cm cube ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, that is Vm into m divided by, yes, it is 1000, that is equal to number of moles. 1000 cm cube of solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ m moles ಇದ್ರೆ That is the meaning of molarity. Vm CmQ of solution ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? Vm into m divided by 1000. Vm into m divided by 1000. That's equal to what? Number of moles. So we know that lambda m is equal to kappa into Vm. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. Of course, Vm Cm cube of solution, yes it is. Vm Cm cube of solution contains 1 mole of electrolyte. ಹೌದಾ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ electrolyte? 1 mole. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 1 ಆಯ್ತು. ಎಸ್, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 1 ಆಯ್ತು. therefore ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಈಗ? therefore Vm is equal to yes 1000 divided by m ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ. Vm is equal to what? 1000 divided by m, because Vm is what? Volume of solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ now it is kappa into Vm can be replaced by 1000 divided by Vm. yes, 1000 divided by m. ಹೌದಾ? Vm ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? 1000 by m. therefore lambda m is equal to yes it is kappa into 1000 divided by molarity. This is relationship between molar conductivity and molarity, provided you should express kappa in terms of Simon per centimeter. Yes it is, you should express Simon per centimeters. okay na? then ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? that is Simon per centimeter 1000 cm cube, that is cm cube per mole. ಹೌದಾ? therefore molarity that is, and therefore it is Simon centimeter square per mole. So this is the unit of yes it is molar conductance. F kappa is in yes it is Simon per centimeter. okay na? ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಮೊಲಾರಿಟಿ m ಅನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ dm ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕಪ್ಪಾವನ್ನ ಸೈಮನ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಕಪ್ಪಾ ಇಂಟು 1000 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ m. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ವಿ? ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಕಪ್ಪಾ ಬೈ cm ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಪ್ಪಾ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಪ್ಪಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ m ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಮೊಲಾರಿಟಿ, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ dm ಕ್ಯೂಬ್, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ 1000 cm ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದೇನಿದು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಏನು? ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಇದೇನಿದು? ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ m is equal to kappa by cm, where kappa is in Simon per meter. ಇಲ್ಲಿ kappa is in Simon per centimeter, molarity in number of moles per dm cube. ಈಗ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ m is equal to kappa into 1000 by m. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್, let me have one more that. Now you see that that is lambda m is equal to kappa into 1000 divided by yes it is molarity. ಹೌದಾ? This is in terms of yes it is Simon centimeter square per mole ಇದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? Just imagine this is kappa into 1000 cm cube ಅನ್ನ into 10 to the power of -6 meter cube ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದಾ? divided by yes it is m. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ? ಈ 1000 cm cube ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? 1000 cm cube ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1000 into 1 cm cube. 1 cm cube is equal to what? 10 to the power of -6 meter cube. ಹೌದಾ? 1000 cm cube is equal to 1000 into 1 cm cube. 1 cm cube ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? 10 to the power of -6 meter cube. ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? 1 cm cube is equal to 10 to the power of -6 meter cube. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ? this is equal to kappa s into 10 to the power of -3. ಹೌದಾ? 10 to the power plus 3, 10 to the power -6 ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? 10 to the power -3 divided by m. ಈಗ Simon meter square per mole. ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? Simon meter square per mole. Here volume is in meter cube, kappa is in Simon per meter, or you can say kappa divided by 1000 into molarity in terms of Simon meter square per mole. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಪ್ಪ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Simon per meter ಇದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು ಮೊಲಾರಿಟಿನೇ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ this is Simon meter square per mole. Just observe 3 types of relationship. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು ಒಂದು in terms of Simon, ಯಾವ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು? Simon centimeter square per mole ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಮೊಲಾರಿಟಿ this ಕಪ್ಪ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಕಪ್ಪ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Simon per centimeter ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಪ್ಪ is in Simon per meter ಇದೆ. This is molarity. ಆಗ lambda m is equal to kappa by 1000 into m. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಪ್ಪ ಇದೆ, ಅದರ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 3 ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್. lambda is equal to kappa by cm, lambda is equal to 1000 into kappa divided by m, lambda is equal to kappa divided by 1000 into m. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ, ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ effect of concentration on kappa and lambda ion. What is the effect of concentration on kappa and lambda ion? Yes, concentration refers to the amount of electrolyte dissolved in given volume of solution, athwa number of ions produced in a number of ions present in a given volume of solution. That is what we call concentration. Okay, na? Generally, yes, it is. As far as concentration is concerned, concentration is inverse of dilution. Concentration is inverse of dilution. Just imagine, right? Imagine a sugar solution, right? Okay, now this is 100 ml of water. In this, we have around 50 grams of sugar anta itkoli. 50 grams of NaCl, 50 grams of NaCl anta itkoli. 50 grams of NaCl is added to 100 ml of water. It has got certain concentration. If I add, that is, now we have 50 grams in 100 ml, yes. If I add water to it, then ಏನಾಯ್ತು 50 grams by 200 ml ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. If I add another 100 ml of water ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, then what I did, I diluted the solution. Dilution means if you go on adding water to the solution, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the solution gets diluted. If dilution increases, if you keep on adding water to the solution, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, solutions goes on diluted. As dilution increases, concentration decreases. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ 50 grams in 100 ml, ಈಗ 50 grams in 200 ml, because I added water, I diluted. Denominator ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. If denominator increases, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ratio decreases. Means as dilution increases, concentration decreases. As dilution increases, concentration decreases. It is observed that that is decrease in concentration decreases. Decrease in concentration decreases. Yes, it is kappa. Decrease in concentration decreases kappa. Whereas increases lambda ion. Interesting. Concentration decrease ಆದಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Concentration decrease ಆಗೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ, ಅಥವಾ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, if 50 by 100 ಇಂದ 50 by 200 ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, concentration decreased. Why concentration decreased? Volume has increased. ಹೌದಾ? Decrease in concentration ಅಥವಾ as dilution increases, kappa decreases, but lambda ion increases. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, if concentration decreases ಅಥವಾ if dilution increases, number of ions per dm cube decreases. Decrease in concentration, as dilution increases, specific conductance or conductivity decreases, whereas molar conductance increases. Molar conductance increases because molar conductance doesn't depend on the volume of solution, but specific conductance depends on the volume of solution. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ 1 meter cube ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ದ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ 1 mole of electrolyte ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾದ್ರೂ ಇರಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, look here, in the case of yes, it is molar conductance. Yes, look at this. Molar conductance is equal to what? That is lambda m is equal to kappa into Vm. ಹೌದಾ? If I decrease the concentration, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ increases. If I decrease the concentration, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟ್ಸ್, ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗೋದು, ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಟು ದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಕಪ್ಪಾ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಟು ದ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ದಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟ್ಸ್, ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕಪ್ಪಾ. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು, ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೋಣ. ಎಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ 1 ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಕಪ್ಪ 1 ಇದೆ, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಕೂಡ 1 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಈಗ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕಪ್ಪ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ 0.5 ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಕಪ್ಪ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ 1 ಇಂದ 0.5 ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಎಸ್. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ. ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು 2 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗೋದು? 1 ಆಗೋದು. 1 into 1 1 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 0.5 into 2 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಬೈ 4 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್. 1 ಇದ್ದು 4 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು 1 ಇದ್ದು 0.5 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು? ದಟ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 2. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 into 1 1 ಇತ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಯ್ತು ಈಗ 0.5 into 4 ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 2 ಆಯ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ as concentration decreases, increase in volume dominates decrease in conductance. Therefore molar conductance increases. At the same time when yes it is dilution increases, the concentration decreases. Dilution ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? The distance between cation and anion increases. The distance between cation and anions increases. ಹಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Ions will be far away from one another. If ions are far away from one another ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? That is mobility of ions increases. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. therefore yes it is molar conductance increases totally. As concentration decreases, specific conductance ಅಥವಾ conductivity decreases, whereas molar conductivity increases. The reason is this. ಓಕೆನಾ? conductance and specific conductance. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತರ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ just imagine, yes it is, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ what is specific conductance? kappa is conductance of, yes it is 1 meter cube solution ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ 1 meter cube solution ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ NaCl solution, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 1 meter cube solution ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 1000 ions ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Here 1 meter cube solution is there containing 1000 ions. ಓಕೆನಾ? And conductance of 1 meter cube solution is kappa. Conductance of 1 meter cube solution is kappa. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈಗ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ವಾಟರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ 1 meter cube ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಮತ್ತೆ 1 meter cube ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? ಈಗ 2 meter cube ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1000 ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 1000 ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ನೀವೇನು ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ವಾಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಾ. 1 meter cube ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತು, 2 meter cube ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ 1 meter cube ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದರಿಂದ 1 meter cube ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. 2 meter cube ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1000 ಇತ್ತು, 1 meter cube ಅಲ್ಲಿ 500 ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಈಗ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ 2 meter cube ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 2000 ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ 1 meter cube ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? 1 meter cube ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? 500 ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ dm cube ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1000 per dm cube ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ 500 per dm cube ಆಯ್ತು. ಆನ್ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್, number of ions per meter cube decreases. Therefore specific conductance or conductivity decreases. So that is the reason for that. Okay na? Whereas molar conductance or molar conductivity increases upon dilution, because on dilution that interionic force of attraction decreases and mobility of ions increases, and that is what we call it as the effect of concentration on, yes it is molar conductivity and specific conductance. Okay na? Variation of molar conductivity, that is lambda m with concentration. How that molar conductivity varies with concentration of electrolytic solution? We discussed this particular aspect in the case of strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. Strong electrolytes ಅಂತ ತಕ್ಷಣ they undergo almost complete dissociation at given concentration. ಹೌದಾ? Weak electrolytes ಆಗಲ್ಲ, they undergo partial dissociation. Whenever there is a partial dissociation ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Partial dissociation ಆದ್ರೆ number of ions will be less. Complete dissociation ಆದ್ರೆ number of ions will be more. Therefore the molar conductance of strong electrolytes is always greater than molar conductance of weak electrolyte for a given concentration. Example, if I take KCl, strong electrolyte, and acetic acid, weak electrolyte ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇದು weak electrolyte, ಇದು strong electrolyte. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ say for example I got 1000 KCl molecules, and of course here also I got 1000 KCl molecules. If I add 1000 KCl molecules to 100 ml of water ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 1000 KCl molecules ಅನ್ನು 100 ml of water ಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ you are going to get almost 990, yes it is, KCl molecules will be dissociated. 1000ರಲ್ಲಿ 990 KCl molecules ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗ ನೀನು 1000 ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 10 ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಓನ್ಲಿ 10 ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 990 KCl ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 10 ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? ದಿ ವೀಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. Whenever there is a complete dissociation, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Number of ions will be more, therefore conductance, molar conductivity will be more. Here there is a partial dissociation in the case of weak electrolyte. Therefore, molar conductivity of weak electrolytes is always lesser than the molar conductivity of strong electrolyte for a given concentration. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ let me see first of all, yes, it is strong electrolyte. Variation of molar conductivity with concentration in the case of strong electrolytes like KCl. Let us see what is the observation in the case of strong electrolytes. Effect of concentration on molar conductivity of strong electrolytes is given by an equation, that is d by Huckel Onsager equation. We have one mathematical expression, that is d by Huckel Onsager equation, ONSAGER. d by Huckel Onsager equation, that is lambda m is equal to lambda m naught minus a into square root of c. This is d by Huckel Onsager equation. Lambda m is equal to lambda m naught minus a into square root of c. I can make use of this equation, mathematical expression given by d by Huckel and Onsager, the three scientists together. And that is lambda m is molar conductance at given concentration. This is molar conductance at given concentration. Lambda m naught, here we have a new term, that is molar conductance at zero concentration. When should we expect that concentration to be zero? That is when the dilution is very very high. Again, if you go on diluting the solution, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Concentration goes on decreasing. At infinite dilution, concentration becomes zero. At infinite dilution, ಅಥವಾ at zero concentration of solution, if you measure the molar conductance, and that molar conductance is called as limiting molar conductance, ಅಥವಾ molar conductance at infinite dilution. This is limiting molar conductance. Limiting molar conductance, and of course you will come to know the importance of this. Limiting molar conductance is molar conductance of a solution at infinite dilution athwa at zero concentration. That is what we call it as limiting molar conductance. A is a constant value. A is a constant value that depends on the nature of electrolyte, nature of solvent, and the temperature. For example, we have different types of electrolyte. This is NaCl, this is KCl, this is what we call it as yes, it is LiCl ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. All these electrolytes are 1:1 type electrolytes, +1 -1. ಹೌದಾ? 1:1 type electrolytes. All these electrolytes will have same A value. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೋಡಿ, one more type, MgCl2, BaCl2, and of course BeCl2. Yes, it is. All these two are 1:2 type electrolyte, 1:2 type electrolytes. All these will be having, yes, it is same A value. And one more type I can say that MgSO4, yes it is, CaSO4, yes it is, SrSO4. Okay na? And Mg plus 2, yes, SO4 minus, that is 2:2 type electrolytes. All these two will have same type of A value. That is what we call it as constant. That depends on nature of electrolyte and also nature of solvent, or you can say that temperature. That is constant. C is the concentration. Okay na? C is the concentration. If I plot the graph, okay na, of molar conductance, molar conductivity versus concentration. Look at this. I compare this to y is equal to c plus mx type equation. Equation of straight line. Okay na? Equation of straight line. Yes. And of course y andre lambda m along y axis. ಹೌದಾ? And x andre that is square root of c along x axis. While lambda m is along y axis, y is equal to lambda m, x is equal to square root of c. Okay na? Look at this. Slope is minus a. That is, slope is, yes it is minus a. That is equal to m. M is minus a. If the slope is negative, you are going to get, yes it is, you are going to get straight line with negative slope like this. This is what we call it as the variation. And as concentration increases, molar conductance decreases. As concentration increases, molar conductance decreases. ಅಥವಾ ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಪಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ as concentration decreases, molar conductance increases. ಹೌದಾ? as concentration decreases molar conductance increases. ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. This is for strong electrolyte like KCl. If the same graph is plotted for the weak electrolyte, we're going to get a graph like this. This is for weak electrolyte. Look at this. This is for weak electrolyte. This is for weak electrolytes. Now this is for weak electrolyte like acetic acid. ಏನು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ ಇವೆರಡರಲ್ಲಿ? ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಫಾರ್ ವೀಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಟ್ molar conductance of weak electrolyte, this graph is always lying below KCl. ಹೌದಾ? The graph for acetic acid is lying below KCl. ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ? Molar conductance of weak electrolytes is always smaller than molar conductance of strong electrolyte. That is interesting observation. ಹೌದಾ? And as concentration decreases, molar conductance of KCl increases, molar conductance of acetic acid also increases. But ಆ increase ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? In the case of strong electrolyte, there is a small increase in molar conductance. Molar conductance ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು. Look at this. ಒಂಥರ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡಿ, large increase in molar conductance. ಈ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ತರ ಇದೆ. Increase ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. There is a small increase in, yes, it is molar conductance. But ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ. Weak electrolytes. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, there is a large increase ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ as concentration decreases, molar conductance increases to the small extent in the case of KCl. But in the case of weak electrolyte like acetic acid case ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ at lower concentration, ಇದು lower concentration area ತಾನೇ ಇದು. At lower concentration, increase in molar conductance is very high. ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ at higher concentrations, increase is less. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇದು ಗಿವನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ yes it is I have taken 1000 molecules of KCl and 1000 molecules of acetic acid ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 1000 molecules of KCl ಮತ್ತೆ 1000 molecules of acetic acid ಅನ್ನ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾನು 1000 molecules of KCl ಅನ್ನ ವಾಟರ್ ಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 950 KCl molecules will be dissociated here at this concentration. ಈ concentration ಅಲ್ಲಿ 950 KCl molecules will be dissociated because KCl is strong electrolyte. ಅದೇ acetic acid ಅಲ್ಲಿ around 50 molecules will be dissociated. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಬರೀ 50 molecules dissociate ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ molar conductance is very less compared to KCl. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ 50 ಇದೇನಾಯ್ತು 100 ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 960 ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 50 ಇದ್ದು 200 ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 970 ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 50 ಇದ್ದು ಏನಾಯ್ತು 800 ಆಯ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 990 ಆಯ್ತು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, 50 to 100 dissociated, 200 dissociated, 800 dissociated. ಅಂದ್ರೆ at lower concentration, the extent of dissociation is very high. The concentration of ions will be more and molar conductance is very high in the case of weak electrolyte. ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ, 950 to 960 10 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. 960 to 970 10 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. 970 to 990 20 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. Increase in number of ions will be very less. ಇಲ್ಲಿ increase in 50 to 100, 100 200, 200 800. Increase in number of ions will be more. Therefore, molar conductance increases to the maximum extent at lower concentrations, because at lower concentration more number of acetic acid molecules will be dissociated, more number of ions will be produced. Therefore, molar conductivity is very high. ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ, at higher concentration ಅಲ್ಲಿನೇ maximum KCl molecules dissociate ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಉಳಿದವು 950 960 970 990. Increase in number of ions will be very less. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ increase in number of ions will be very high. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ in the case of weak electrolyte, increase in molar conductance is very high at lower concentrations, but not in the case of KCl. Okay na? And one interesting observation in the case of it is strong electrolytes ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೀಚ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೀಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೀಚ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಹೌದಾ? And this is a point. This is the molar conductance of KCl at 0 concentration, and we call it as lambda naught. What is that? Lambda naught. This distance is called, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ distance, this is called lambda naught. That is, what is that? Molar conductance at 0 concentration. ಅದೇ ನೀನು KCl acetic acid ಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಪೋಲೇಷನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಲೈನ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟಚ್ ವೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್. ಈ ವೀಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಗೆ ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದು ವೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ವೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಬುಲೆಟ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟಚ್ ದ ವೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ where it is where there is a zero concentration. ಆದ್ರೆ ವೀಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ವೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವೀಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ you cannot determine molar conductance at infinite dilation ಅಥವಾ you cannot determine limiting molar conductance of weak electrolyte through this graph. You cannot determine limiting molar conductance of weak electrolyte through this graph. But in the case of KCl, you can determine limiting molar conductance ಅಥವಾ molar conductance at zero concentration can be determined by using this graph for strong electrolyte. Strong electrolytes ಗೆ ನೀವು ಲಿಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ molar conductance ಅನ್ನ ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ವೀಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ you cannot decide because this graph will not touch y axis. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅದು y axis ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it is impossible to determine limiting molar conductance of weak electrolytes. And because of that, here we have one alternate. In order to determine limiting molar conductance of weak electrolytes, that alternate is Kohlraasch law of independent migration of ions. We have one law, that is the Kohlraasch law of independent migration of ions. Okay na? And I can make use of that Kohlraasch law in order to determine limiting molar conductivity of weak electrolytes. ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾನು ಲಿಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ molar conductivity ಅನ್ನು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಐ ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ as one popular law, that is Kohlraasch law of independent migration of ions, and that law can be used in order to determine limiting molar conductivity of weak electrolytes. So for that, that is what we call next topic, that is Kohlraasch law. ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಕೆಲವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಸ್, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇಂಟರ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಸಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಎಂ ನಾಟ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ as ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಎಂ ನಾಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್, that is lambda naught. C is equal to lambda naught. Okay na? So this is what we call, yes, it is variation of molar conductivity with concentration. Now at this moment we'll go for the, yes, it is Kohlraasch law. Spelling ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, KOHL RAUSCH apostrophe S, Kohlraasch law of independent migration of ions ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. The scientist Kohlraasch is studied limiting molar conductivity of various electrolytes. He selected a pair of electrolytes, a pair of different types of electrolytes, and determined limiting molar conductivity. So example, he selected, that is, he determined limiting molar conductivity of acetys KBr, and of course limiting molar conductivity of acetys and limiting molar conductivity of acetys NaBr. KCl, limiting molar conductivity of KCl and limiting molar conductivity of NaCl. Okay na? Then he determined limiting molar conductivity of acetys KBr and limiting molar conductivity of acetys NaBr. Similarly, he determined limiting molar conductivity of Ki and limiting molar conductivity of acetys NaI. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವು ಎಲ್ಲವುಗಳ ಲಿಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ molar conductivity ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. and he took the difference, limiting molar conductivity of KCl minus limiting molar conductivity of NaCl, and he observed it as around 23.4 Simon centimeter square per mole. ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ. And here in the case of KBl, limiting molar conductivity of KBr minus limiting molar conductivity of NaBr, it was also found to be 23.4. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, limiting molar conductivity of Ki minus limiting molar conductivity of Ni is also 23.4. This is quite interesting for him. Even though nature of electrolytes was different, ಇಲ್ಲಿ KCl NaCl, KBr NaBr, Ki Ni difference idru kuda, the difference in the limiting molar conductivities of pair of electrolytes found to be same. This was quite interesting for him. ಯಾಕಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, all these solutions are characterized by, yes, it is common ions. ನೋಡಿ, here K plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus. Okay na? ಇಲ್ಲಿ K plus Br minus, yes it is Na plus Br minus. ಇಲ್ಲಿ Cl minus ಕಾಮನ್ ಇದೆ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಉಳಿಯೋದೇನು K plus Na plus, K plus minus Na plus. ಇಲ್ಲಿ Br minus ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ lambda m naught of K plus minus lambda m naught of Na plus. ಇಲ್ಲಿ I minus ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ lambda m naught of K plus minus lambda m naught of Na plus ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಏನ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಇದೆ? They are characterized by common ion, that is K plus and yes it is Na minus. And on the basis of this he made one statement. As far as the limiting molar conductivity of electrolytes is concerned, as far as limiting molar conductivity of electrolytes is concerned, that is each ion present in the solution has got its own contribution, to the total limiting molar conductivity of electrolyte. The total limiting molar conductivity of electrolytes is because of the individual contribution of the ions present in the solution. And that individual contribution of ions is called as the limiting ionic conductance of ions ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾನೆ. Individual contribution of ions to the total molar conductivity of solution is called as a limiting ionic conductance of ions ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾನೆ. On the basis of this observation, and of course he made one statement that is popularly known as Kohlrausch law of independent migration of ions ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾನೆ. And of course let me see that statement now. Okay na? According to Kohlrausch law, that is the limiting molar conductivity of electrolyte. According to Kohlrausch law, the limiting molar conductivity of electrolyte is equal to the sum of the limiting ionic conductivities of cations and anions, each multiplied by number of ions present in one formula unit of a electrolyte. Each multiplied by number of ions present in one formula unit of the electrolyte, and that is called as Kohlrausch law of independent migration of ions. Athwa this Kohlrausch law of independent migration can also be stated as the limiting molar conductivity of electrolyte is represented as sum of the individual contribution of cations and anions present in the solution. ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. The limiting molar conductivity of electrolyte is represented as the sum of the individual contributions of cations and anions present in electrolytic solution. That is also the statement of Kohlrausch law of independent migration of ions. For example, imagine yes it is the electrolyte of the type AXBY ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is electrolyte that contains A plus ions and B minus ions. A is a cation, B is a anion. Okay na? That is limiting molar conductivity of yes it is AXBY. Limiting molar conductivity of AXBY is equal to yes it is sum of the yes it is ionic conductance of sum of the limiting ionic conductance of cation plus and of course limiting ionic conductance of anion, A plus and B minus. Okay na? That is this is limiting ionic conductance of cation, this is limiting ionic conductance of anion, and each multiplied by number of ions present in formula unit. How many cations are there? X number. How many anions are there? Y number. This is what we call it as the limiting molar conductance of yes it is electrolyte. For example, that is limiting molar conductance of NaCl ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. That's equal to lambda naught of Na plus lambda naught of Cl minus. This is limiting molar conductance of NaCl, that's equal to limiting ionic conductance of Na plus limiting ionic conductance of Cl minus. ಹಾಗೇನೆ limiting molar conductance of BaCl2 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ that's equal to what? Lambda naught of yes it is Ba plus 2 plus lambda naught of Cl minus. How many Cl minus are there? 12. How many Ba is there? 1 is there. Therefore, limiting molar conductance of BaCl2 is equal to limiting ionic conductance of Ba plus 2 and 2 times limiting ionic conductance of Cl minus. Again, limiting molar conductance of Al2 SO4 thrice, that is aluminum sulfate, is equal to limiting ionic conductance of Al3 plus limiting ionic conductance of SO4 minus 2. ಹೌದಾ? Cations and sum of the individual contributions of cations and anions, and each multiplied by number of ions. How many Al ions are there? 2. How many sulfate ions are there? 3. This is okay na? This is what we call it as limiting ionic conductance. Again, limiting molar conductance of acetic acid ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ CS3COOH ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ that's equal to limiting ionic conductance of ions. What are the ions of acetic acid? CH3COO minus plus, and of course limiting ionic conductance of H plus. This is limiting molar conductance of acetic acid is equal to limiting ionic conductance of acetate ion plus limiting ionic conductance of H plus. Okay na? So idana molecule ge molar conductance anta karitini, ions ge ionic conductance anta karitini. Both are measured at infinite dilution. This is true only at infinite dilution. So this is what we call it as Kohlrausch law of independent migration of ions. Yes, expressions ana bariyake barabeku. Ishtene ions yadante ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಟನ್ ಒಂದು ಆನೈನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕ್ಯಾಟನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ 2 ಇಂದ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ 3 ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಇಂದ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. That is limiting molar conductance of AlCl3 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ that's equal to limiting ionic conductance of Al3 plus limiting ionic conductance of Cl minus. Al ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 1 ಇದೆ, therefore 1 it is. Cl ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 3 ಇದೆ, therefore it is 3. Entry ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? So for example, limiting molar conductance of acetic Na2SO4 ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Na2SO4 ಇದ್ರೆ limiting ionic conductance of Na2SO4 produces Na plus and limiting ionic conductance of SO4 minus 2. ಹೌದಾ? Na plus ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 2 ಇದೆ, ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 1 ಇದೆ, that is 1. This is what we call it as the limiting molar conductance of sodium sulfate according to Kohlrausch law. Yes, and of course on the basis of this Kohlrausch law I can take many decisions, or I can say it has got its own applications as far as limiting molar conductance of weak electrolytes is concerned. Now here in the case of weak electrolytes, it is not possible to determine limiting molar conductance of weak electrolytes by using that graph we plotted. That is possible only for the strong electrolytes. Adre by using Kohlrausch law I can determine limiting molar conductance of acetic weak electrolyte. That is one application is determination of Kohlrausch law is determination of limiting molar conductivity of weak electrolytes. This is one application. You can determine limiting molar conductivity of weak electrolytes by using Kohlrausch law. Hege, for example, look at this. This is lambda m of acetic acid, one of the weak acids. So one of the weak electrolytes. This according to Kohlrausch law, that's equal to lambda naught of CH3COO minus plus lambda naught of H plus. Idu by theory. And I can determine, yes, it is limiting molar conductance of acetic acid by measuring limiting molar conductance of corresponding strong electrolytes containing acetate ions and H plus ions. Okay, I can go for this limiting molar conductance of CH3COOK or Na, that is sodium acetate. This is strong electrolyte containing acetate ion. Okay, now I can determine limiting molar conductance of this strong electrolyte by using that graph. Again, plus I can determine, yes, it is limiting molar conductance of HCl. I can determine limiting molar conductance of strong electrode HCl containing H plus ion. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು by using that graph. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು by using that graph because both are strong electrolytes. But I want limiting molar conductance of acetic acid only that contains acetate and H plus. ಇಲ್ಲಿ acetate ಇದೆ, H plus ಇದೆ, Na plus ಇದೆ, Cl minus ಇದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದೇನು? Limiting ionic conductance of Na acetate plus limiting ionic conductance H plus. ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಡ ನಮಗೆ? We don't want limiting ionic conductance of Na plus and limiting ionic conductance of Cl minus. Therefore it is minus of lambda naught of NaCl. This is another strong electrolyte containing Na plus and Cl minus. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ if I subtract this limiting molar conductance of NaCl from these two, you are going to get what? Yes, it is limiting ionic conductance of acetate plus limiting ionic conductance of H plus ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. This is equal to ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀಬಹುದು? This is lambda m of acetate plus lambda m naught of Na plus. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದನ್ನ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. Plus lambda m of lambda m naught of H plus lambda m naught of Cl minus. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದನ್ನ acetate plus Na plus ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. ಇದನ್ನ H plus Cl minus. ಇದು ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಮೈನಸ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? limiting ionic conductance of Na plus minus limiting ionic conductance of Cl minus. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು Na ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ Cl ಇದು ಮೈನಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಮೈನಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಮೈನಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ m ನಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ Na ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ m ನಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ Na ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ m ನಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ Cl ಮೈನಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ m ನಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ Cl ಮೈನಸ್ ಉಳಿಯೋದು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ m ನಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ yes it is acetate, ಓಕೆನಾ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ m ನಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ yes it is H plus. ಹೌದಾ, this is what we call it as I can determine limiting molar conductance of acetic acid SCS3COOH, that's equal to yes it is limiting ionic conductance of acetate plus limiting ionic conductance of H plus. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ that is limiting molar conductance of acetic acid is equal to limiting molar conductance of acetate sodium acetate plus limiting molar conductance of HCl minus limiting molar conductance of NaCl. Okay na? So this is what we call determination of limiting molar conductance of weak electrolytes. At the same time, you know, in the case of weak electrolytes, they are characterized by yes it is degree of dissociation because they undergo partial dissociation. Whenever there is a partial dissociation, the degree of dissociation comes into effect. Fraction of total number of molecules dissociated, that is yes it is number of ions, number of molecules dissociated divided by total number of molecules. Total number of molecules. This is what we call it as degree of dissociation. And of course, the number of molecules undergoing dissociation is directly proportional to molar conductance of given concentration. Total number of ions produced, total number of ions, total number of molecules dissolved is directly proportional to limiting molar conductance of lambda m. Therefore, degree of dissociation is equal to molar conductance at given concentration and molar conductance at given concentration divided by limiting molar conductance, okay na, divided by limiting molar conductance. Yakendre the number of molecules dissociated is directly proportional to molar conductance at given concentration. Total number of molecules dissolved is directly proportional to limiting molar conductance. Hagagi this can be replaced by alpha is equal to lambda m by lambda m naught. So this is one more expression that you need to know, okay na, because I make use of this particular expression in order to determine yes it is dissociation constant of weak electrolyte by using Kohlrausch law. Yes, now we'll see that second application, determination of dissociation constant of weak electrolyte. Second application is determination of dissociation constant of weak electrolyte. That is one more application. Second application, that is determination of dissociation constant of weak electrolyte, Ka of weak electrolyte. Now when first we determined limiting molar conductance of weak electrolyte. Ega we are determining dissociation constant K of weak electrolyte. You know, in first you studied K is equal to C alpha squared divided by 1 minus alpha. This is Ostwald's dilution law prakara. C alpha, C is the concentration, alpha is the degree of dissociation. This is equal to C into, I said alpha can be replaced by lambda m divided by lambda m naught. ಹೌದಾ, ಬರಿಬೋತಾನೆ alpha ಬದಲಾಗಿ lambda m by lambda m naught whole square divided by 1 minus lambda m divided by lambda m naught. So this is what we call it as ಈ ತರ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. Yes, alpha ಬದಲಾಗಿ lambda m by lambda m ಅವಲೇ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್, ಓಕೆನಾ. This is equal to C into lambda m square divided by lambda m square. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ lambda m naught square. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಓಕೆನಾ, ಇದು ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ lambda m naught whole square. ಹೌದಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ LCM ತೆಗಿರಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ lambda m naught minus lambda m. ಹೌದಾ, LCM ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ lambda m naught minus lambda m divided by lambda m naught. Yes, ಓಕೆನಾ. ಈಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ನೋಡಿ, this and this get cancelled. ಹೌದಾ, ಈಗ ಉಳಿಯೋದೇನು, that is Ka is equal to C lambda m square divided by lambda m naught into lambda m naught minus lambda m. So this is the relationship between dissociation constant and molar conductance at given concentration and limiting molar conductance. So this is, you can determine dissociation constant of weak electrolyte by making use of Kohlrausch law of independent migration of ions. So this is what we call it as the Kohlrausch law. In the next class, we'll see the problems on molar conductance, specific conductance, and also Kohlrausch law of independent migration. Agboda? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.